How to shoot an event video. Welcome to this video. My name is Paul. I'm a full-time videographer. People call me a professional videographer. People give me actually money that I show up there with my camera and shoot an event. If you're heading towards your first event and you want to shoot your event video and want to make a client happy, then this is the video for you. I guide you through all my knowledge, through all the process, how to shoot an event. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to my videos. Real world advice, real world stuff from Paul Jonak on YouTube. So first of all, step one, preparing the gear, preparing the camera. Either if you have one of these camera, a small camera or a big camera, that doesn't matter. Preparing the camera and the gear is key for shooting an event. And first of all, this event will take longer. Let me put the camera back here. First of all, the event will take longer as you think, and you may have charged your batteries, but you make sure you charge all your batteries and you want to have enough batteries. This is the point where you want to maybe have a V-mount battery or an NPF battery adapter for your camera, because most of the time the shoots will take longer, time schedule will be passed towards the 8-hour mark and whatsoever, things can go wrong, so be prepared to shoot longer as you think. It's slightly hard enough that's basically only a little light stick from Rollei, a 40 centimeter light stick without any soft boxes here, because we are filming without softbox, hard light. Welcome to my world of cheap videography on YouTube. Your client doesn't want to cheap a look, that's why you have to maybe bring some lights, especially when you do some interviews. And with that comes also the part where you want to have a little bit light equipment. At least, like I said, this little light LED stick here from Rollei. I have also a little 60-watt light from Zion, which is actually enough for a one-person interview. And you think, okay, I only need light when it's dark outside for low light situations, but no. On some situations you shoot next to a window, you want to counter that light and you need a very strong light. So for indoor activities as well, do you want maybe at least a 60-watt light, whatever the brand is. I have a 60-watt light from Zion. It was a sponsored video. I put a link in the description, like in all my videos here. If you buy this through the link in the description, I can fill up the gas tank of my Lamborghini faster and more, so maybe hit the subscribe button that I can put fuel in my Lamborghini. So, and with that comes SD cards. You want enough space on your SD cards. This is also the point where you want a camera that can record past the 30-minute mark. Faster SD cards or better, like I have the V60 Lexa, that's not a sponsored thing. I don't know if you have to say this all the time, but I use the Lexa V60 professional cards. Prepare your camera, or if you have two cameras, that they have the exact same settings you want. If you have two cameras, match the setting. If you have only one camera, like the Lumix S5, I put always my normal shooting mode, 4K, 25 FPS, 10-bit, highest quality I can get with the exact camera. And then I have the B-roll setting, which sits on the C2 dial. I just flip the dial and then I have 4K 50 FPS. Yes, that is a crop in the Lumix S5, but I think that's completely okay, because then I have basically two lenses. That can also be an advantage. So whatever your camera you have, make sure you have like the real-time stuff for the interviews, and I like to shoot slow-mo stuff, B-roll. That looks, in my opinion, always nice. And also in terms of audio, I make sure always to monitor the audio during this, because when you shoot professional video, you want to maybe capture some ambience audio. That makes this video also then a little bit better, in my opinion. So make sure to monitor your audio and get a microphone. That looks always better. Choice of lenses. What lens to use for an event video? Well, this is the point where you actually want the 70 to 200 mm f2.8 lens. Why you want the 2.8 lens and not the f4 lens? Because indoor scenes, when you want to shoot an event video and that is like a dim light and some kind of event is going on, they're showing something on beamer, you want maximum amount of light onto the sensor. Just pump up the ISO, believe me, that's not worth shooting like in too dark image and bringing it up in post. Better to actually overexpose a little bit and then bring it down. So this focal length 70 to 200 is actually necessary, in my opinion, a little bit on event videos, because there's a speaker on a stage, you want to get him, you want to shoot this speaker on the stage and you want to capture all his emotions, you want to zoom in his face, and 24 to 70 is mostly not enough for this. But if you have the S5 and only the kit lens, or 24 to 70 mm from whatever brand, then choose to maybe shoot in full HD. There's a little trick here. You can choose then the pixel by pixel mode, choose then the full HD mode that looks always ultra fine in my opinion. Then you make basically from your 70mm, you crop in like more than 2 times, and then you are over 200mm. So that can be like a little trick if you only have 70mm. I am exporting here some stuff for a client. I use the export settings, Magix, ABC, Ultra HD, Profile High, 25 FPS, maximum bitrate is 75, average bitrate is 50, and then I choose audio 265 kilobits, hit export, and thank you very much. We export the next video. That was basically one of my biggest events this year. That was basically the InnoTrans 2024 for a very big clients, First Alpine.
This year's InnoTrans was great. The booth looked beautiful, customers enjoyed it. Couldn't have been a better event. Due to climate goals, railway systems are becoming more instrumental in connecting cities and countries all over Europe.
And I was there 3 days, more than 12 hours on this shoot. In terms of B-roll, having a lot of B-roll is always very, very good for an event video like this, because in the end you don't know exactly how this event video is going to turn out. Remember, that's not your video, that's a video for your client. And if your client needs maybe a high-paced, fast-pacing event video, or he needs maybe a very, very slow motion video with not so much cuts, very dim music and stuff, you have to be prepared of that. So be sure to grab a lot of different B-rolls and shoot different B-roll styles. Maybe implement occasionally a wipe transition where you move the camera back and forth, and then make sure to also film on the tripod. I cannot say this enough. Shooting nice shots from a tripod, like a static movement or a very, very light panning, looks very good in my opinion. In a professional shoot, especially when you shoot for a corporate style video, looks this in my opinion very good. So use your tripod. Gimbal is also very cool. If you can use the gimbal, then use it. If you have only one camera, then maybe use the gimbal more like towards the end, because in the beginning people tend to use gimbal too much. Gimbal use is in my opinion a little bit overrated. If you know where you want to use a gimbal and why you want to use a gimbal, then use it, but it can make your life a little bit harder. And now come we to the part how to actually shoot a scene. For me, when I shoot the scene, I made a previous video about it, how to shoot actually professional videos. I search for the frame, then I make sure everything is in focus, then I hit record, because the last thing you want to have is like on 500 clips you took, the first 2 seconds like focus in and out and everything. I mostly use manual focus on these things, and then I pan or tilt or whatever do with the camera, because I want to use as much as I can from these clips. I cannot stand when people like press record, then fiddle around with the camera, then it's stable and then it pulses back and forth with the focus, and then you can use the clip. That's a waste of time for me, that's a waste of your time when you in the edit, so make sure everything looks good and then hit record. In terms of sound, when you do an interview, that could be a whole nother topic. Interview on an event can be quite hard. Tip number 1. Remember this tip number 1. Place the microphone as close as you can to the mouse, because when you have a lot of things going on during the event, you have people running around, there's a speaker, there's music, place the microphone as close as you can to the mouse, like here on the neck of the person, and then make sure they talk loud enough, and then you dim down the microphone that you only hear the voice of the person. Monitor the audio via headphones. If you don't have expensive headphones, don't stress yourself, get some headphones and monitor the audio with it. Place yourself right next to the camera. I made a previous video how to execute and shoot professional interview. Maybe watch this video. When you book there 8 hours, I am there 8 hours. I show up maybe 30 minutes or even 45 minutes before the event. Finding the booth where the client actually is, and then finding a spot where you can then place all your bags and your gear that you don't need at the moment is actually quite a thing. So make sure you be there in time. Let me tell you this, a lot of times have the clients paid me more than an 8-hour day, because events take long. to shoot. You know, 12 hours event video. I know how this is. I know what I'm talking about. So, and then another thing, event videos. Event videos. Boop, boop. Event videos. Another gear advice I can give you for event videos is, if you don't have a good tripod, maybe get a good monopod. I have a video about this gear advice will save your back and your health and everything. That's the Komodo K5. That's a monopod. That's the Cobra 2, the 182, that's the Red Dot Award winner, Design Award 2018. That's basically a monopod. It has here legs. You can then extend these legs and you have basically a very good and sturdy monopod. You can put your camera on this thing here and then film the event, because believe me, this thing will save your back. Get one of these. I have no affiliate link whatsoever about this thing, but I think that is a very good monopod. You can even make it very small. You can also elongate it very longer as you are and you need. But you know what, you can also make a little tripod out of it, you know. And now you have a little mini tripod for the table or whatsoever that holds my 5 kilo Lumix S1H rig, and very handy. Get one of these. Believe me, thank me later. Put this back together. So last but not least, don't be afraid to go to people and film them. Don't be afraid to be the creep that stands next to the people and films them. Believe me, on almost every event you want to capture some emotions, some smiling faces, some people. That's why also the 70 to 200mm comes in handy, because then you don't have to stand like right next to the person and film their face. You can be far behind and then can film these people. Watch out for smiling faces. Every shot should be at least 20 seconds long to have enough thing to edit with. Get a variety of shots where you then film some wipe transitions, some handheld, some tripod shots, maybe some gimbal shots if you want. If someone is talking, make sure to place this lavalier mic very close to the mouse, and then you're basically good to go for an interview. Shoot a lot of stuff, shoot interviews, shoot a lot of B-roll, and then you're good to go. And then you have to edit an event video. Maybe I'll show you this later, how I edit event videos, but you know what, it depends actually a little bit on the expectations and the mood of your client. Remember, that's not your video, that's the video of your client. Bring in your own style as well, because the client maybe pays you for your own style that he likes. That's a good thing. So thank you very much for this little video, for listening to my TED Talk. See you in the next video. Synchronization club. Another bonus tip I can give you here: get a consistent set of lenses. When you have some lenses, more than one, and the second lens has a slightly different image than the first lens, people will see this, and especially on events where you don't shoot outside, where you have white backgrounds, white walls, slightly shifts in white balance in the lens or contrast in color. You can especially see this in white backgrounds, believe me or not, but that is the case often, more than often as you think with your event videos, and the contrast and color difference, because that's why I have the set of Lumix S Pro lenses. I know they are expensive and I don't get paid to say this all the time, but these lenses saved my ass all the time. And get a consistent set of ND filters if you film with two cameras. Believe me, I almost had to reshoot a video. The client didn't see it so as I, but I had a very different color cast, because the ND filter makes a little difference. The other camera had no ND filter, so two good ND filters, a consistent set of lenses. If it's Sigma or whatever, or Arivista primes, a consistent set of Arivista primes. Get a consistent set of Arivista primes and subscribe to my channel. See you. In my past life, I studied at this university here. Let me turn the camera a bit. They are moving some containers, some equipment is inside, some scientific equipment to basically study some moon rocks and later some Mars rocks. And I'm filming here with the good old S1H and the DJI R3 drone currently behind the camera here. Super cold, and in my previous life I studied here at this university. Now I'm filming it.
Aber es ist ein Handwerker, an jedem Handwerker. An jedem